CarolinaPrepper.com. If you're looking for quality food storage for hiking, fishing, hunting, basic survival needs, or just for everyday use, check out our food storage line at CarolinaPrepper.com. We also carry other fine quality products such as our can concealment holsters for men and women. Keeping your firearm under cover and within reach puts confidence in your hands in any situation. Our products are 100% American made. Check us out today at CarolinaPrepper.com.
And now, it's time to stand for truth with the host.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? How are you doing? I had a false start a minute ago. Sorry about that. I always hit the, not always, but click the wrong button. Hey, Barbara, good to see you. Jerry, hello. Carmen, hi. How are you? Hey, Chicago Pops, how's everybody? Wayne, good to see you. Jerry, good to see you. Random Pick, how are you? How are you? Alexis, hello. Keith, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Donna, hello, hello. Carmen's still sick. Oh my goodness. Carmen, get better. Get better. We need you. We need you well. Hey, Marlene. Hey, Richard, good to see you. How is everybody doing? Thank you for inviting everybody. Frosty there, Jerry says. This morning, grass frost in South Florida. That's not good. That makes me shiver there. Thank you for inviting people in. I made it. I'm not late. You're not late, Wayne. You are right on time. Hey, Lori, good to see you. Ron, good to see you. You didn't forget. You got there. Great. Now, as you come in, let me go ahead and read Psalm 43. Vindicate me, O God, and plead my cause against an ungodly nation. O deliver me from the deceitful and unjust man, for you are the God of my strength. Why do you cast me off? Why do I go mourning because of the oppression of the enemy? Oh, send out your light and your truth. Let them lead me. Let them bring me to your holy hill and to your tabernacle. Then I will go to the altar of God, to God my exceeding joy. And on that harp I will praise you, O God, my God. Why are you cast down, O my soul? And why are you disquieted within me? Hope in God, for I shall yet praise him, the help of my countenance and my God. Amen. Hey, Cully, good to see you. Hey, Lee, good to see you. Gary, Monica, good morning. How are you? Amen, amen. How is everybody doing? Catherine, how are you? Monique? Nope, it's on. That's two. I don't know why it does that, Monique. I tell you, YouTube, everybody, like social media, just trying to shut everybody down. Hey, Sherry, good to see you. Barbara. Hey, Chezzy, good to see you. Chezzy, I hope you're doing well. Did everything go well? Millennial, how are you? It's going great. How's it with you? Good morning. Thanks for the scripture. You're welcome. Brian, right? I think. Hope I got that right. Snowman, how are you? I can see chats, but no video and no sound. I don't even know what to say, Monique. Hey, Robin, good morning. Maybe just try to go out and come back in. I don't know. Another scope problems this AM. They're trying everything that they can to keep you out. Hey, Jacqueline, good to see you. Not really. It was a bigger abscess than they thought. Oh, wow. Well, I hope that you're going to be recovering pretty quickly from that. Go to Periscope. Yeah, I'll leave YouTube. Well, somebody may have to sometimes go over to Periscope if you're not seeing me on YouTube and kind of go back and forth. It seems that they have a way of getting people. All right, so we have some breaking news. Representative Farentholt from Texas. He has decided, with all the allegations against him, that, the rumors at least are saying that he's not going to run for re-election. Hey, Helen, good to see you. So the latest that came out about him was that there's a male who was a senior aide of his that has now gone to the House Ethics Commission describing him, saying that the working for him was horrible, that he was verbally abusive. He's Republican, Jerry. He was verbally abusive and sexually demeaning. And he's one that used, if you remember, $84,000 to settle a sexual harassment claim in 2014. And I think he was the one that said he didn't know about the claim being settled. Yeah, you shared the article. Good, Sherry. Yeah, it's like, bye bye. Hey, Barbara, good to see you. Can we start with the corruption in Mueller? Ron, I just wanted to get that in. That was the breaking news. But yeah, we are always talking about the Mueller's corruption. Just saw Pelosi. Yeah, they do that all the time, random picks. It's her like weekly thing or whatever she wants to talk about. Good morning. Yeah, so the also the Kentucky Congressman Dan Johnson killed himself. He was a state representative, senator, committed suicide. He was accused by his friend's daughter that he had sexually assaulted her at age 17. Hey, Catherine, all this mob mentality has got to so this is not a commie country. Well, it sure seems like it sometimes, the way it's happening. Hey, Shauna, proven guilty in the court of public opinion. Hey, how are you, Marilyn? I hope I got your name right. I think I did. Yes, I did. Yes, great. There's somebody else with a similar name as yours, and I get the two of you confused every single time. Why would he stab himself? He didn't stab himself, Al. He supposedly shot himself. There was other articles out about what his past was, and it was bad. I saw that too, Sherry. It was a lot of controversy, even though I think that he also was a preacher as well. But there was a lot of controversy in his background. I know. Also, yeah. What about McCain's vote if he died? I don't know. The Kentucky congressman committed suicide. Yes, he did. NCAA. Yeah, this was Dan Johnson from Kentucky, a state senator, Republican. Good morning, Jacqueline. So, yeah, not good. I mean, he had, at first he said he didn't remember it happened. Then he said he remembered it, but it never happened. So, yes, the knife in the stomach was a doctor who was a surgeon. I know there's some rumors going around that he's connected to the Clintons in some way. I haven't seen that, but I know there are rumors about it. The New York surgeon was sued by an NFL player for ending his career. It was a Giants running back. He was found dead from a knife wound, actually they said to the chest, suicide, in Manhattan apartment, and he was found by his 11-year-old daughter. No one is innocent until proven guilty anymore. I know. I'm telling you. Knife, fingerprints on the knife. Well, Barbara, they're saying it was suicide, so. Lord said the truth will reveal itself in the end times. And Keith, it is coming out in spades. We didn't elect them to office to sexually abuse people, that's for sure. But we also didn't elect them and not to allow them to have due process in this country. Oh, that's sad, found by his 11-year-old. That, Chessie, and that will mess her up for the rest of her life. Ron said the Democrats think they're owners of government-free bread and breakfast. Not sure what that means, Ron, but if you think they're saying they run the government, yeah. Why, thanks, Gary. I'm glad that it's coming in for you. Yay, haha, suicide, check fingerprints, yeah. Yeah. Thank you for the super hearts, Richard. Thank you, Robin, for the super hearts. Hey, Monique. Monique is over on Facebook Live. Hey, Robert, good to see you. Yes, he was involved with Clinton's new truth. He was suicided, the doctor. I know that's the rumor, Barbara. I haven't seen that on very many sources. So, yes, Dr. Dean Lorick, he was 54. Oh, yay, no doubt she's messed up for life. We'll never leave her mental picture. Absolutely. Good morning, Chris. How are you? Thanks for the flowers, Robert. Yeah, I mean, I know people with clients that I used to see, kids that went in and, let's say, found a parent and let's say in a hanging suicide. It never leaves them ever. Hey, Gregory. Hey, Jennifer. Good to see you. No, Ron, I don't. I don't still practice law. There was a report just a little while ago, other breaking news, that two police officers were shot in northern St. Louis. And they're saying that they were wearing the bulletproof vests, and that was the only thing that saved their lives. They didn't. I don't even think they had to go to the hospital. So that's good news. Hey, Josette. Good to see you. So thank God for their bulletproof vests. Oh, there you go, Monique. Just a restart. Do you think a guy writing a loving Facebook post would not? I don't know what Shauna. That went so fast. I'm sorry. I didn't. I didn't see it. I think you're talking about Dan Johnson, who wrote something on Facebook. Kind of was leaving a message before his suicide. Why suicide? I don't know. Where was a child? She's if you're talking about Dan Johnson, the woman was 17 when this supposedly happened, and she's 21 now. Found and stopped my dad from shooting himself in the head 53 years ago. I'll never forget. Wow, Sherry. How old were you? Hey, Rob. Good morning. That's really a tough thing to go through. 7. Oh, what a responsibility for a child. The doctor was doing work in Haiti's hospitals, thought money was coming. Clinton did not deliver. That was the doctor in New York. Know why suicide yourself where a child will find you. Uh, yeah, I know. Shauna, unfortunately, some people don't think about their children. And I'm not saying that's his case, but in the case of some clients that I've had, I think sometimes the mental health issues were so severe that the person in hanging themselves, for example, didn't think about their children finding them. No, that you think you're. I don't know, Shauna, but I just know that Dan Johnson is the one that left a Facebook post, and I think that he deleted it. So, Shauna, I was just saying it was Dan Johnson I know who did a Facebook post, but he may have deleted it before he supposedly killed himself. Dad had PTSD and bipolar, Sherry said. Yep, that'll do it. True is selfish decision or a very sick person, Barbara said. I may be confused on people, Shauna said. Yeah, unfortunately, there seems to be more and more of the stuff going on. Disney is still considering buying Fox. They haven't done it yet. Good morning, Teresa. How are you? Texas congressman retires amid sexual accusations. Well, Chesney, he's not going to seek re-election. That's Farrenholt. Hey, Nick, good to see you. He's the one that he said some really kind of creepy things. If you believe it, the allegations anyway are saying that he said some kind of really creepy things to his senior aide, who is a male. So it's kind of like the first male that's coming out and saying, this is the guy I worked for. He was very demeaning. Why aren't grand juries used? Why are subpoenas ignored? Why is this stonewalling allowed? For which thing, Barbara? For which cause are we talking about? Good day. Just saw you and Pastor Bill Cloud. Awesome. Thank you, Gisette. Glad you watched that. Robin said, I'm not convinced the doctor was a suicide after reading his email from WikiLeaks and realizing he was involved with the Clintons. And Robin, yes, that's the rumor. Don't know how true that is, but yes. Could be bad for Fox. Oh, the doctor that suicided had a doctor colleague overdose 3 days before. Shauna, do you have a resource on that just in case? Mueller. Well, who's not answering the subpoenas? Who are we talking about for Mueller, Barbara? If he was involved with the Clintons, it can't be good. Yeah, he probably went ahead and did something to himself. So with the Clintons, he knew his days were numbered. Disney doesn't seem conservative. What will happen to Fox and Friends? Supposedly, Fox, the news part of it, John, won't be going over to Disney, but you know what that means. It probably will be. They bought all Fox but the news, yeah. But I don't know. I think the news may have been part of it. They're just not going to do anything right away on the news. You smell a rat, Shauna said. Yeah, Fox News is not part of the deal. Chicago Pops, I don't know if it's not part of the deal or is part of the deal, but they're not going to do anything with it right away. That part's a little unclear to me, at least. Because people were asking about it, and I was reading about that as well. News read by Mickey, that should be fun. Well, Lee, maybe it'll make more sense, The hearing yesterday, much refusal to answer. Well, and Barbara, that's always the case. You're not going to get a deputy attorney general answering any questions. You're not going to get the FBI answering any questions. They're not going to do it publicly, that's for sure. So all those hearings were really yesterday, what that amounted to was allowing the Republicans basically to grill Rosenstein over Mueller. That's all that was. That's the whole thing it was for. Hey, Amber, good to see you. And it was also a chance to let the Democrats say, oh, and by the way, we need to go after Donald Trump for sexual harassment. That's it. Disney's liberals, so wondering if Fox News will go to the rest of the mainstream media. Sherry, I think they kind of already have. Hey, Docs, how are you? Why aren't grand juries? Oh, that's a bot. Great. First bot of the day. Barbara, you have a bot following you around. Oh, of course, that's unclear. They want it that way, so when the big kibosh hits, they need to compel them to answer. You really can't compel them to answer not openly like that in public. Hey, Amanda. They're not going to say that. They're always going to say, we're not going to talk about any ongoing investigations. What we talked about yesterday and what I felt as I watched it a little bit more in the afternoon was that Rosenstein he's just another political hack, and he's not going to say anything. He's just going to sit there and take it. He thinks that everything he's doing is fine. He thinks Mueller is fine. And basically, it's that same thing that we got Mueller in there for. Oh, don't worry. No problem if there's a conflict. We in the FBI and the DOJ are above all the politics, so don't worry. That's all it is. Every single solitary one of them that Mueller brought in, practically all of them anyway, have some bias against Donald Trump. Yeah, they never have closed-door sessions. It's not anything, Catherine saying, hell yeah. It's not anything to get any information. It really isn't. We do need a special counsel. We do. Jim Jordan and Trey Gowdy kicked butt, but for basically nothing. It was just for show, Shauna. I mean, it really was. It was to say, look, we're looking at you. We know what you're doing. It's looking bad. All these people are biased, and all that their response really is, oh well, we've taken care of it. Don't worry, we're the FBI and the DOJ. You know, that's not sufficient for me. I know it's not sufficient for you. Could tell he was lying because he wouldn't look at them while talking. I know, especially when Trey Gowdy was going at him for 5 minutes straight, giving him one reason after the other why it was so biased. If you watch Rosenstein, he looked down the entire time. There's no way he could look up. And I'll tell you what was said between, if it was allegedly between McCabe in that text message with Peter Strzok. Boy, that to me was not good at all. That needs to be examined. And McCabe, I don't know if you could get him for insubordination, but I think if you could find other information, you might be able to go ahead and get rid of McCabe just like that. He kept his head down, his volume spoke volumes. That's what I want to know. Yep. Rosenstein sniffing drove me nuts. Me too. That was every sentence was a sniff afterwards. You guys heard that Megyn Kelly said that POTUS should step down. Anybody who's still listening to Megyn Kelly, come on. Monique said Rosenstein is absolutely spineless, very weak, and played like a puppet. He reminded me of Barney Fife. I'm sorry. Get McCain for treason. On what part, Sherry? He was reading prearranged answers, Richard said. Oh, he talked about it. He said he had talked to Christopher Wray before even coming there. Yeah, Megyn Kelly is a joke. Maybe he needs his nose hairs checked for color. Oh, gosh. She is sure showing her true colors, Gisette, but to me, she showed that a long time ago. Sniffing, crazy stall tactic. No, I think more Carmen, it was nerves. I think it was nerves. So many stuff over years. Yeah, I really do. I think he was nervous, and he just took a breath every single time. Hi, Aya. Good to see you. Is it Aya Eduardo? Yeah. So I don't know. Again, all of these things are just ridiculous. Sent to a Twitter article from Dr. Laura Haiti. What's the source on that, Jerry? Yeah, it's a tick. I don't know. I just think it was just nerves. Probably the first time. It's the first time I've ever seen him in a press, not in a press conference, but before the House or the Senate. My head is running like a faucet myself, Marlene said. Yeah, but his wasn't from allergies or anything. His was absolutely from nerves. McCain got 2 to 3 years. I don't feel comfortable talking bad about him. God bless his soul. I don't know if McCain has that long or not. And I don't wish him any ill will at all. She is sure showing her, yeah. Hey, Danielle, good to see you. What difference at this point is nerves? Yeah. Okay, special report to CNN. Why doesn't Trump issue lie detector challenges? Because they don't have to do lie detector tests. Nobody's going to, that doesn't even hold up in a court of law many places, Barb, so they're not going to do that. That would be a waste of time. I don't know if you saw this, but also ISIS this morning, totally off topic. You're going to talk net neutrality. I don't know, millennial. What's there to talk about? I want it back the way it was. Period. I mean that's kind of my long and short of it. Uh, Also, I wanted to let you know that ISIS this morning has basically come out with a threat, saying that they're going to come after us in the United States for going along for President Trump, basically recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. And they mentioned New York and they mentioned other places, and that ISIS was going to attack. Sniffing anxiety and nerves like biting nails or tapping fingers when lying and uncomfortable with answering questions, Monique said. What some people wouldn't do for money. I wonder how she sleeps at night in regards to Megyn Kelly, Josette said. I don't know. I really don't know. There was also, well, they say that every night. Yeah, they do, Barbara. I kind of believe that they will. I mean, because they always have. Hey, Lisa. Meaning they'll find a reason to attack us in one way or the other. Frederick said when John McCain goes to the VA for his medical care, I might believe one word he says. Exactly, Frederick. How you doing, Fred? Life doesn't hold any guarantees. That's true, Ron. Well, they said that. Yeah, I mean, with ISIS, they haven't continued. They haven't stopped wanting to attack us. I mean, they always do. So nothing new, but maybe it's a little bit more increase in sort of watch out what you're doing. Hey, Fred, how are you? Those creeps are going to make a big mistake. The good old boys will take them out. Well, I hope so, Richard. I hope there are a lot of good old boys that are going to take them out if they come over and start trying to do anything. Vote using paper ballots if you can. Get them. Absolutely. Yeah, I know there's a lot of rumors going around about Alabama and maybe there was voter fraud. I mean, again, got to be able to prove something like that. And I know there's a video of a guy saying, "Yeah, we came from all over the country and we got our guy voted in." You can interpret that video a couple of different ways. You can interpret it that meant that there was voter fraud and they came in and voted, but it could also mean, hey, we just came around to share the joy of this guy winning. He didn't say, I voted here myself and I'm not from here. He didn't say that. So you have to be careful. Nothing you can do about it now. Well, they can go back and kind of look at things. But I think what happened, as I said yesterday, why no testing of the yearbook inscription? There's no need to do it now, Barb. And according to what's-her-face, Gloria Allred, she's already done that and got an expert. So that's not going to make or break. We are loading up now. Where do we need to go? What do you mean, Wayne? Watch my vote be switched right in front of me before. Sherry, I told you about my voting experience in California when I was trying to vote for the president. I basically was given two ballots, one right after the other. Well, the first one I got was nothing on the back to vote for the president. The second one was another incorrect ballot. I had to go like 3 times and double check everything. You live in Sacramento. Oh, cool. I went to law school there, Sherry. So, they will try everything that they can. And again, they moved the voting polls where we normally went. They moved them somewhere else, in a house in a garage. Oh, but Obama appointed judge ruled digital votes could be deleted. Yeah, I don't know if they have been. Keep your ears peeled, Wayne. Yep, I heard that they switched from paper to computer. Yeah, probably in Alabama they did. I don't know if you also heard about Mo Brooks in Alabama. He came out, I guess it was the other day, and said that he has a rare or a high risk, I should say, prostate cancer. So pray for Mo Brooks. Trying to see where I wrote that to get any more information, but I don't see it right off the bat right here. But that's sad news about Mo Brooks. Yeah, prostate cancer. And it's a high risk prostate cancer. Bad diagnosis on it. Yeah. I don't know if you also heard that the Muslims now they had a big conference in the Middle East. We still have paper ballots in Kentucky, Robin said. Gary's praying for Mo. Muslims had a sort of a, I don't know, a conference, a get together in the Middle East, and they're now claiming that East Jerusalem is their capital, and they are denouncing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Abbas announced that the U.S. would no longer play a role in the peace process. Netanyahu said that the Palestinians would do well to recognize reality. Thank you very much. And work toward peace, not extremism. Not only is the capital Jerusalem, Netanyahu said, but Israel upholds freedoms of working for all faiths. So there you go. So I don't know what that will actually mean to us. Still being in the peace process. Absentee ballots here were caught being thrown out and blank ones filled in, 3 arrested. Pfft. Wow, Jerry. I see a big kaboom coming. On what? Which one, Shauna? I mean, there's so many things that could go, kaboom all at once here. He's a good man. Netanyahu, you're talking about? Or are you talking about Mo Brooke Williams? Richard, which one are you talking about? So I want paper in person at election poll. Yes. Oh, Israel. Yes, Shauna. Always a hot spot. Palestinians never wanted peace, and they want the destruction of Israel. Plain and simple. Yeah, Benjamin Netanyahu is a good man. Turkey's president had a Muslim nation meeting. Heard anything? Keith, that's what I was just saying. Basically, that they're saying now they're claiming East Jerusalem as their capital. So, and they're saying that we're no longer welcome in the peace process. Was talked about over 20 years ago, giving Israel that place as a capital. Israel and Jerusalem has always been the capital of Israel. There's a complete lack of fact-finding and punishment today. Well, I don't know, Barb. It depends on who you are, because right now there's a lot of punishment going on in the public eye, so in the public forum. Donald Trump and Shulkin from the VA colluded to get rid of the something program. Their $487 million program designed to keep the most vulnerable veterans from dying on the streets. Fred, I don't know why you think they may have colluded on that. I know that's your opinion, but I don't know how there's any proof of that, any collusion. Barbara wants jailing. I think what we want, Barbara, is we want justice. And, we're not getting justice. I think with the Mueller investigation and everything else, on that alone, there's so much bias. It's so corrupted. There's no way you could get any justice out of it at all. But, as again, Rosenstein is sitting there saying, it's my job to oversee all of this. I'm doing a fantastic job on doing that. Nothing to worry about. Everything's A-okay. I mean, he wouldn't even say whether or not he'd given Mueller permission to go outside of the scope and extend his scope. As you heard, he was talking about clarifications. And that's all he would say. Yes, the younger generation definitely against anyone and everything with Israel. For the most part, not all millennials. No jailing, no real justice. Everything that's going on is to protect Hillary and the Obama administration. Absolutely, Keith. That's his biased opinion. Yeah, everything, though, that Mueller is doing. I mean, I say everything that Mueller's doing from the very beginning, and you know that I've written 5,000 articles on it, that basically says it's a conflict of interest from the very beginning. That Mueller should never have been appointed. But of course he was, because he was Rosenstein's former boss, and he felt comfortable bringing him in. And again, I'm going to bring it up again. They were together and working on Uranium One. Mueller was, appointed Rosenstein to be the lead on Uranium One investigation. So there you go. But the more you hear, the more that comes out about what the text messages were, and what they were saying, what it all meant. I mean, it's absolutely, you can't say any other thing but that it was biased, and it continues to be biased investigation. Hey, Gordon, good to see you. In my opinion, he's doing nothing more than covering for a completely corrupt organization. Yes, the FBI should. Fred, and I'll get the last of it. Does anyone here want handcuffs on the usual miscreants? HUD-VASH is the Section 8 vouchers designed to house the chronically homeless veterans. but Fred, that was Shulkin who got rid of that program, and he's saying, "Don't worry, I'm really not getting rid of it." He said two different statements. First, I'm getting rid of it, and then because he's not going to fund it, and then he's saying, "Well, he wasn't." So I don't know. He disbanded as it's yeah, it should be disbanded, Fred. Absolutely. Thank you for your wonderful work. Thank you, Fred. Fred, I think they need to look into that and get that money back. I really do. I'm not. I wasn't happy about that. I talked about that. I think it was last week. Mueller's team is not only out to destroy Trump, but everything in their power to cover up the long historical line of massive corruption that they're all a part of, Monique said. Could Mueller have been brought in by Trump to get Trump? No, Trump didn't have anything to do with Mueller. Nothing. I'm not kidding. Our country has and is being damaged. Barb, for 8 years. So is April Ryan still at the White House presser? She lied about Omarosa. Let's talk about that for a minute, about Omarosa. I'm not a big fan of Omarosa. I don't know her, but I didn't like her from The Apprentice days. I just didn't. Nothing personal. I just didn't like her, character or whatever person she played on that show. I know that was the real her, supposedly, but she was a little abrupt and everything else towards people. I didn't like that. Hey, Teresa. But that being said, yesterday, April Ryan from CNN made an absolute, ass of herself. Let me just say that. She couldn't wait to put down Omarosa. She couldn't wait. Hey, Veritas. She couldn't wait to get that information out. She herself was so arrogant, talking about how Omarosa was cussing all this profanity because Omarosa is a pastor now, and talking about how she had to be, escorted out of there, that General Kelly fired her. And I'm telling you, what I saw on Twitter about Omarosa was so disappointing, especially coming from the black community. They just were putting her down as fast as they could, telling her, I told you so, like I told you not to go work for him, told you not to, I don't know, try to get ahead and have a good position in the White House. It was horrible. It was horrible. April Ryan's a total sphinxter. Yeah, she is just arrogant and ridiculous. They ganged up on her. It was nonstop ganging up on her. And Joy Behar had to say, "Oh, Omarosa told me once, I hope you find joy." Well, today I found joy. I mean, it was watching people it was mostly Democrats, I think, on the left attacking Omarosa. What's any different in that? Mob mentality. Catherine, it's exactly what we're seeing with all this sexual harassment stuff. Hey, from Atlanta. Hello, Columbook. How are you? I mean, it was pathetic. Watching that was pathetic. And again, no matter how I feel about her, that was just so uncalled for and not warranted. It was awful. If you could wear it past the halfway point, if you don't mind retweeting this, that would be great. Joyce said, "I've always had issues with Omarosa. She was tied into the Haiti shady deals. Groups of Haitians hold her accountable." Now, Joyce, I'd heard that was her husband, so I don't know if it was her husband or both. Thank you for retweeting. So I just think that, hey, Paul Jailer, how are you? I just thought it was so horrible how they were running this woman down. I thought women were supposed to help other women, not cut them down. So how was that yesterday not a war on women by women themselves? Sarah tweeted again last night to April regarding the pie. Oh, wow. Yeah, Shauna's saying it was her husband, Joyce. She had a brassy attitude. She did. And now the Secret Service today is saying, no, we didn't drag her out of here. We didn't, escort her out of here. We just basically took her, like, the information so she can't come in there. They're saying, the White House, the official statement is she resigned. President Trump came out last night, tweeted and said, "Thank you so much for all that you've done." So, I mean, why do other women especially feel the need to cut women down like that? I just don't get it. I don't know what her husband's name is. Monique said, I'm getting a feeling that Mueller is actually aware of the corruption, lies, and scandals, but more shocked at the magnitude of something worse and widespread than the bubonic plague. Monique, Mueller knew about the conflict of interest and everything else and the corruption when he brought those people in, and he may be a part of that corruption. We don't know. Yeah, Republican is why. Exactly. She's an African American woman who is a Republican, and that's not liked. What happened to Stop Bullying campaign? Worse now. Yeah. And oh, listen how great the Hill is doing, okay? They had to yesterday film Donald, or whatever it was, yesterday, the day before. We are saved in here, most of us there. 0276, John 3. Basically, Donald Trump Jr. went to the bathroom during his visit on I guess with the Senate Intelligence Committee. I don't know which committee he was in front of for 9 hours the other day. But he went to the bathroom, and they had to take pictures of him at the bathroom door. That was the breaking news. Woo! Donald Trump Jr. is going to the bathroom. Many blacks are hardwired Democrat. It's so sad. Veritas, it is horribly sad to see that. Yeah, so, and then Donald Trump tweeted back, journalism is dead. No kidding. And then also the other day, Politico, a contributing editor, came out and put in a tweet that said that when Donald Trump Jr. was 3 years old, he sweared at school. According to her, she said that you get backlash. Veritas, yeah, I know. A lot of African Americans that I know have the same thing that happened to them. It's horrible. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so basically she was saying that when he was 3 years old, he called a teacher. She told him to do something, and he said he called her an effing B. Okay, he's 3 years old. I mean, really? You're going to, number one, you're going to report on that? That's what you do over there at Politico? Good Lord. And I mean, what happened to hands-off children, for one? I know he's an adult now, but he was 3 years old. And I don't know if he did it or not. I wouldn't know. I don't know that many 3-year-olds that could even form those words and say that. Monique said, I agree, Susan, just trying to be hopeful and make sense of why Gowdy and so many others seem to think he's honorable and an expert in his field of work. You know what, Monique? I'm not sure that Gowdy continues to feel that way. I know he did in the beginning. But for everybody, Mueller is kind of like hands off. He's the most respected man in America kind of thing. And I think that's starting to lose its credibility on that statement. Josette said the worst thing to do is kick somebody when they're down. Whether they brought it on themselves or not, it is wrong. I believe that. Joyce said, how much you want to bet her story will be the White House is racist. Watch how the story will change and all black women will love her. Yeah, if she goes out against Donald Trump, Joyce, you're right. Then suddenly everybody will say, okay, now you're back in the fold. We love you. That penny is not so shiny anymore. Oh, who are you talking about, Veritas? So here is some information about Walmart. Anybody who works at Walmart knows somebody that works at Walmart. Walmart is deciding, and I don't know if it's official yet, but they want to start allowing their employees to deduct from monies they've already earned. So instead of having to wait every 2 weeks before getting paid, they can get their money as they want it. And, of course, they were criticized for that, saying that was the New York Times that printed that, criticized them saying, well, if you paid them more money, they wouldn't have to do that. Here's a question. After 2 months, why is Hillary wearing a medical boot after breaking just a toe? Joyce, I have no idea on that. I really don't know. So, yeah, so Walmart, no matter what they do, because they're not unionized, they're going to get criticized. Saw that they dumped a lot of good food. That's Not necessarily true, Shauna. Some of that food had expired. You can't sell or give away expired food. I know that was made a big deal out of. Oh, I see trouble coming with Walmart ordeal. Yep. Omarosa had domestic partner Michael Clark Duncan, Green Mile actor 2010 to 12 until he died, Jerry said. I just know, I think she was, didn't she marry a pastor too? Guess he would be during the Clinton era. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times in California, you're not supposed to feed the homeless. They should tell Congress they need the tax deal. Yeah, and there's people are wondering what's going to happen with the tax deal, even though they're saying, we're going to vote for it. What the Democrats are going to do is try to shut down the government. So just to take away any type of jubilation that may come about because of the tax deal, the Democrats are going to try and shut down the government. And, that's to be expected. Current hubby is John Newman. Is he a pastor? I thought he was, Jerry, but I don't know. I don't even know who he is. I say shut it down too, Richard. Just go ahead and do it. The way women dress. Oh, gosh. Yes, there is a Democrat who got in trouble. Let me see if I can find her name. Oh, Marcy Kaptur from Ohio. So he's a pastor too, Lori said. Okay. She got in trouble for implying that provocative outfits that are worn in Congress could invite sexual harassment and assault. So I guess on Twitter they were really going after her yesterday. Yep, she was older and have to agree. But Barbara, see, you're not allowed to say anything that, even if you feel that way, you're not allowed to say it anymore. How horrible of Walmart, as if their employees can actually afford to do that. Sad. Is it just my imagination, or does it seem like the Democrats are begging for a civil war? They want chaos that keeps them in power, Monique. Hey, Deborah, good to see you. God bless you. Nick said, let them shut it down, shut the government down. Will make them look bad and help the rest of us out. Yep, absolutely, Nick. Yes, and Tavis Smiley, a guy from PBS, has a show on PBS. He was dropped because of trouble, allegations of misconduct. So his show has been taken off the air. The entire Democrat Party should be declared a security risk and expelled from the country, Barb said. Oh, gosh. If it were just that easy. I don't think it is. Now, Judicial Watch has filed a federal lawsuit in Los Angeles. They're claiming that 11 out of 58 counties have registration rates that exceed 100% of the age-eligible citizens there. California has the highest rate of inactive registrations of any state and in the country. LA has the highest number of inactive registration of any single county in the country. That's not too hard to believe. So we'll see what they do. I hope they're successful. The super provocative dressed woman must share some culpability, in my opinion, Veritas said. Oh, Veritas, but see, the reason you think that way is because you're a man. So we can try you in the court of public opinion now. And what we'll say is that you are gender biased, and especially you hate women. And so we'll just go ahead and try you in the public forum. See, that's what's happening. And again, I bring it up every day if I have to. You men, there's a war on men. Brace yourselves. You're not going to be able to say anything. You want to shut down First Amendment? Just have a war on men. And no affordable housing, $600K for a starter home. Wow. Woo. 600K sounds a little bit too high there, but you can get something for less than that. You could get a condo for less than that. It would be expensive. Yeah, if you don't like the way someone dresses, don't look at them. Yeah, I mean, again, if a teenager were dressed like that, an underage teenager, that doesn't give you an excuse to do anything. So my thing is, always learn how to control your own behavior. I mean, when you wear pants that say juicy on your butt, I know, Barbara, it's bad. It's bad. Again, that it comes from not teaching, in the home in our society the way it should be. I mean, we've gotten away from that, and we've moved away from teaching our children about that, and that's why we see it. They do, and parents are to blame. Yep. 300 million etherms. Oh, yeah, the count show 0. Huh. My daughter shows cleavage. I tell her safety pin that, and she's over 20. I know, Jerry. And but again, it's acceptable in our society. And again, when you have our society making bras for 8-year-old girls, there's something wrong. So it says, touch me, then let me scream when you do. That's about right, Barbara. The clothes are cut too low. Yeah? Cut too low and cut too high. But again, and as I said, one time in my job, the receptionist was wearing a really short skirt, and my boss made her go home and change clothes. Now, that was kind of iffy because she could have screamed discrimination and everything else. I mean, you're taking a chance anymore. And just remember, a lot of times people are not allowed to say the truth anymore unless it's the same truth that the left believes. Oh no, he can get in trouble. Yeah, absolutely. He was taking a risk by telling her, you're dressed inappropriately for the work environment. I'm glad he did that, but he did take a risk. If there's a war on men, then I'm with them, Monique said. Glad you're older. Wouldn't be allowed any albums, films, or clothes from my mom, Lee said. Having respect for yourself determines how you dress. Oh, absolutely. See, for example, the pants that go down below your butt for guys, to me, are just as disgusting, right? Workplace dress code should be considered common sense, but Veritas, we don't have common sense that much anymore. Facebook just knocked me off, so I guess we're finished on Facebook. Facebook didn't like us talking about cleavage in the dress. I was raised in the neighborhood I live in now that was mostly black. Now it's entirely Mexican, Catherine said. The good old days. Yeah, those are gone. Those are gone. Remember there was a good old day when you could tell people, you may not want to wear that because it doesn't look that great on you. You can't even say that now. I mean, you can maybe tell your friend, sort of, kind of, but you're not allowed to say those type of things anymore. Now you just have to keep your mouth shut. Men are going to stop hiring women, especially millennials. No, they won't be able to do that because then they'll allege discrimination. How dare you shoot down my argument, Susan? Don't tread on me. But see, Veritas, I can because I'm a woman. I'm superior to you as a man now. Don't you know that? Come on. See, how are you? That's the whole thing. Michelle Obama started that whole thing about women, being better than men and how women have been quiet too long. So, we're supposed to put you down there. That's what we're supposed to do now. That's the new normal, as the progressives say. Women are supposed to put you down. Like Geico, everybody knows that. Hey, Nikolai. Had to switch off of Facebook, kept knocking your feet off. And they just knocked me off completely, Nikolai. I guess they didn't like what I was saying. Hollywood and MSM have conditioned this persona of sex in every capacity and shoved it in our faces. And continue to do it all the time. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, did anybody hear what's going on? The latest thing with Anderson Cooper. Did you hear that little faux pas that happened with Anderson Cooper? I mean, it's not like it's earth-shattering news. God created women from the side of man, so 100%. Let's see. No. Okay. Where did it go? One golden rule. There are no rules. There are no rules. I know, what a story, Lori. I mean, come on. Can you come up with a dumber excuse? I swear to gosh. What happened was there was a crude insult that was sent from Anderson Cooper's Twitter account. And it called Trump a tool and a pathetic loser. So that was on Anderson Cooper's Twitter account. And so Anderson Cooper's like, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't do it. And so what did they do? Well, they blamed Anderson Cooper's assistant. And here's the excuse they said. Anderson Cooper's assistant went to the gym and he left. He absolutely just forgot and left his phone out and didn't lock it up. Somebody came along, picked up the phone, noticed that Anderson Cooper's Twitter account was on the phone. I mean, come on. Who would do that, right? And so what they did was, at that point, went into Anderson Cooper's account and tweeted that out. I know. It was funny because I saw it on Twitter. This guy who is gay, he said, "Since when would a gay guy ever leave his phone unlocked?" I don't. I guess you have to be gay to appreciate that joke, but that's what the guy said. No one does that. Leaves a phone like that. Hilarious. Dog must have eaten his papers. Yeah. They knew the Twitter password. I know. And not only that, Jerry, but who doesn't have a passcode on their phone? How did that person get in? There you go, Veritas. That's what I said. Oh my God. So I guess hacker only wants to read DMs. Yeah. Who's going to stand there and go, oh, let's see. How can I get Anderson Cooper for this? It sounds very fishy. I think probably the assistant did it, or maybe Anderson, and they just came up with some ridiculous excuse. Unbelievable. I would have written something about himself on Twitter, not Trump. Yeah, I know, Brian. I guess nobody can think about anything. Anderson Cooper has some splaining to do. Be a man, fess up. Oh. Yeah, but they're not. He's not going to say anything. They're going to believe that. They'll move on. That was like, okay, well, we already explained that. We don't have to say anything else. So, in other words, here's CNN. It seemed like with the whole women thing now. If they explain it, you're supposed to believe it. Let's just move on. Yeah, see this shining sea. His mother is Gloria Vanderbilt. He's from the Vanderbilt heir. Yes. They own the Vanderbilt Mansion, Biltmore Mansion, Biltmore House that's in North Carolina. Part of their family owns that too. I guess Anderson Cooper doesn't want anybody to know that, that's his mother. His mother's dead now, but. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah. That's one of the big secrets, I guess. Be a. Everyone, I'm in the middle of a deposition right now. Please keep me in prayer. Absolutely, mighty blessed one. Yeah, Anderson Cooper, remember? Yeah, you said she's dead. Yes. Gloria Vanderbilt died, I think, a couple of years back. Remember when Anderson Cooper was on that show? He was the host of The Mole. Did you know the internet and the CIA 2 years? Did you know he interned at the CIA for 2 years? No, I didn't know that. You've never been to the Biltmore House in North Carolina, Donna? You should go if you haven't. Especially this time of year. It's beautiful. Stunningly beautiful. Oh, she dated Howard Hughes? Well, who didn't, I guess. Boy, now YouTube is trying hard to shut me down now. Were you able to watch A Good American? I haven't been able to yet. I looked, but I couldn't remember the name. I'll try to do it today. Yeah, check that off of your bucket list. I mean, at Christmas time, it's absolutely gorgeous. At least he doesn't throw his last name around like other rich brat kids. Yeah, I know. That's true. Trying to earn things on his own. Yeah, that's commendable. Let's see. Russell Simmons, the guy who is the founder of Def Jam Records. 4 more women have come forward saying that he groped and or raped them between 1988 and 2014. Yeah, more women. 4 more. So that'll probably, we won't hear anything about it. It's about William Binney, former NSA mastermind behind the mega data mining system. Wow. Some good shows on Netflix. Yes, gab.ai. If you haven't gone there, try that out. Also, if you will, if you don't mind, I have an article about Trey Gowdy, about him telling the Democratic Women's Working Group that no, the House is not going to investigate any allegations of sexual harassment regarding the president because most of those people that have come forward, everything, those are state issues, not federal. The only one that might be considered federal is the one where the woman who was on the airplane accusing the president of something. And Trey Gowdy sent that over to the DOJ for them to decide whether or not they want to pursue it. My guess is they won't. Because, again, these women have not even, gone forward to file a police report, file a lawsuit, or anything else. Anderson Cooper does not like the POTUS, so according to Hillary, what difference does it make? Exactly. Just that. Got a price? Yeah. Let's see. In other news that we have, Black Lives Matter. DeRay McKesson is suing Judge Janine. He's saying that she defamed him by saying he incited violence against police. There was an occasion when she said that on her TV show. Yeah. So he's going to be suing. Well, he is suing her, I guess. Hey, Kim. Good to see you. So singer Joy Vila has announced the launch of an exploratory committee as she seeks a seat in Congress. Shauna, listen up, for the state of Florida. Avila said the president she met Donald Trump's daughter at the White House, Ivanka, and I guess she was there for a Christmas party. Okay, Kim. And she said, I was at the White House the other night, just dropping by. And I got to see the president at the White House Christmas party. Ivanka actually pulled me aside and said, I really want you to run. We need more strong women to back up, what America needs. So it's looking good. This congressional possibility is looking more and more like a reality, and I'm proud to dive in. I wouldn't be voting for Joy Vila in Florida or anyplace else. Monique said, I read that, Susan. Excellent article and great call by Gowdy. Thank you, Monique. Nope, not Vila. Nope. She probably will, Monique. Mayor of New York is inviting Kaepernick to talk in the jails. He's already doing that, Danielle. And the police aren't liking it there. Not that I would either. Soros funds that group sponsoring Megyn Kelly's Today segment with women accusing Trump. No doubt. That wouldn't be surprising at all. So Tina Smith, the Democrat who is poised to take over Al Franken's seat, served as the public policy vice president at Planned Parenthood for Minnesota and the Dakotas from 2003 to 2006. Why do we just hire all actors to run the country? I don't think we necessarily do. Behind every good man stands a great woman. I don't think that you can get away with saying that anymore, Richard. I notice MSM refuses to even mention Soros. Correct. Yep. Travis Smiley, he's been accused and they took his show off. Most politicians are actors. That's right, Jerry. Absolutely. Another baby killer. Yep. Well, Minnesota taxpayers reimbursed Planned Parenthood roughly $458,600 for performing nearly 2,000 abortions on low-income women, and the abortion giant received close to $13 million in government grants from 2003 to 2005, while Smith worked at the abortion company, according to LifeSite. Exactly, Veritas. You have to say that these days. You get in trouble if you don't. Yep. So now she's taken Franken's place, and that's what you got. Dims are purging the dead weight where they have control, blue states, so they can look credible. Yep. Thanks, Susan, for another great scrope. Have a great day. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming. Please retweet this if you will. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. God bless you. We'll see you again tomorrow. Take care. Oh, I hate when I get these notifications and I can't turn off Periscope. Happens every time. See you tomorrow. All right, YouTube, thanks so much. See you tomorrow. Take care. God